Let me tell you a short story. A few weeks ago, in one of my classes, I was reading a book called P.S. I Like You. It is a romantic novel and it looks like this. During my time reading, a nearby student notices my book and asks, "Do you really read that?" My response was, "Yeah, I like romantic things in shows or books." Then he proceeds to ask, "Was I really a man?" In the short time frame for my ears to communicate with my brain, the specific words he used to demoralize my masculinity and question my manhood by me simply reading a book that looks feminine, I knew I had a video idea in mind. No, not necessarily talking about the book per se, but the conversation around if masculinity in video games is dying. I always believe that the conversation around masculinity has always been a little bit silly in gaming. How exactly can we determine what is masculine in video games? Does having guns in a video game contribute to something being masculine? What about hot women in games? How exactly is that masculine? Maybe it's because it's for the male gaze, but wouldn't that be feminism? If there was a lot of hot men in a game, would that be a feminine game? There's a bunch of questions that I always had on this topic, and I kind of just didn't care to write them out. It shouldn't matter if something is masculine or feminine. There shouldn't be a label on any game for that matter. What I do want to discuss is how there is no such thing as a masculine or feminine game. Instead of using gender terms, I believe using which audiences this game catered towards is a more productive conversation. Think of it as a large scale. The middle is intended for everyone, while the left side could be more catering towards a male audience, while the right side is towards more of a female audience. The problem arises with this scale when you extend it too far and exclaim that either side is masculine or feminine. Games like God of War, Uncharted, and Doom all cater towards men in some way or fashion. These games I feel are considered masculine judging from their masculine tropes like action, taking risk, and cool gunfire. It largely resonates with males specifically because that's their intended audience. Obviously, women can play these games and have no problem enjoying them the same way men can, but I feel that men will have a better time reflecting on these games more fondly. Now let's name games that cater towards women like Life is Strange, Tomb Raider, and I argue Bayonetta. We can agree on these games, yes? What if I told you naming these more girlier games sort of proves my point that the conversation is really not worth talking about? All these games I just listed have a female protagonist, yes, but they are largely doing the same things that the games I just mentioned earlier. You can argue Bayonetta and Tomb Raider are made for men as well because obvious reasons. Then for Life is Strange, yes, it's catered towards more teenager girls, but I think it's really a good series for high schoolers in general to resonate with. It's just named more feminine because it just so happens to feature a female protagonist. So what exactly is a feminine game? Is a game like Alan Wake 2 a feminine game because its lead is a female? Or what about Nier Automata? Face it, you truly can't call something masculine because there must be a feminine force as well. If there's technically no such thing as a game, then was there really masculine games too? Or was the majority of the market back then trying to capture their most popular demographic? That's why asking what audience is this game trying to cater towards is a much better conversation rather than trying to undermine another gender in the process, because with this logic in mind, we can spin the narrative much easier and have an easier definition of what a game is trying to accomplish. What game is Doom trying to cater towards? Well, it's trying to cater towards people who love the hit and run style of first person shooters with gritty scenery and music. What game is Life is Strange trying to cater towards? Well, it's more so trying to cater towards teen girls who's in high school, but anybody from high school really can't enjoy it. What game is Bayonetta trying to cater towards? Well, do I really have to spell it out? It's because of the hack and slash genre, of course. It's significantly easier to figure out their audience rather than, oh, this masculine game, how dare they try to gear it up. Let me throw another wrench in the cogwheel. Cozy games. Cozy games could get mixed into the equation to create even more confusion, with games like Slime Rancher, Stardew Valley, and Minecraft being considered cozy games, but are they really geared towards women? I think not. The 3 and many more examples that are out there are made to be relaxing, and I guess you could say it's more catering towards women because it's cutesy, more decorative, less effort, but I see a bunch of more men playing this too. Relaxing games are fun to just unwind and do something mindless while you listen or watch something on the side. Not every game needs to be a high intensity sweat fest. Sometimes it's better to get a break from the action and play something more calming. It's not unmanly to play more relaxing games or anything like that. I mean, it's literally just a video game. I understand the concern of games becoming increasingly softer, and I agree there is an influx of games trying to appeal to literally everyone. Like the new Saints Row reboot. It was problematic because it didn't know what it was appealing to. Not because it was unmasculating or anything like that. It just wasn't good. When you try to appeal to everyone, you will appeal to no one. Let's get back to the scale. We take into account male and female into the scale, but what about specific tastes, life experiences, or maybe even other reasons that I can't figure out under this wide umbrella? Whatever happened to liking a game because it looked cool? The reason why there were games like Call of Duty, Gears of War, or even the older God of Wars back then is because it was capturing a prominent male audience. Living in 2026 today, there is an overabundance of games nowadays, from Hollow Knight to Expedition 33. No one size fits all solutions for masculine games anymore. Instead of appealing to a singular gender group, it instead appeals to a specific taste or genre. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think that games catering to a specific gender is a bad thing whatsoever. If that's a route that a game wants to go, that's perfectly fine. I don't expect every game first thought to be we must appeal to men or women. If it's a good game, then it's a good game that men or women can play. I believe by only asking for super masculine games, you're locking yourself out of so many great games. Timeless, valuable games that are masterpieces within their own right. If we got another Call of Duty, then more of the audience leaves because it's just the same content over and over and over again. Ain't that right, Black Ops 7? I think what I'm trying to communicate is masculinity has evolved into a brand new form in video games. Truth be told, masculinity, at least to me, is showing courage, bravery, keeping others safe, and being a overall good figure in other people's lives. Yes, women can have these characteristics as well. There are loads of great games nowadays that isn't the old macho man from Gears of War, but they possess that same macho-ness in how they carry themselves as a character. Like the robot from Pragmata. So do I think masculinity is dead? No. Do I think games are becoming less masculine? Yes. Do I think it's for the better? I believe so. If games continue to be as masculine as they were decades ago, we wouldn't have so many breakthroughs in games and media today. They wouldn't be as accessible as they are right now because it's not considered a man's hobby anymore. It's now just another hobby. Don't people want that? I just find the whole gender war thing to be so stupid and exhausting in gaming and in general. Literally, I didn't have to make this video because I thought it was just obvious. I don't even know what woke means. People should just enjoy a game without turning it into a political or gender warfare. It's extremely toxic. I just know that if I'm presented with a good game, I enjoy it because it's a good game. Why can't we simply just let games be games without political or hateful standpoint in them? Thank you for watching.